Excessive social media use can disrupt the brain's delicate balance of neurotransmitters, particularly dopamine and serotonin, leading to mood disorders, anxiety, and even depression. Combined with poor lifestyle choices such as nutrient-deficient diets, lack of sunlight, and physical inactivity, these effects become more severe. Social media stimulates the brain's reward system, but over time this overstimulation can lead to dopamine depletion, creating a cycle of compulsive use. This article delves into the neurological effects of social media, highlighting the role of sunlight, diet, physical activity, and chronic stress in mental health, with a focus on how to restore balance. Excessive social media use can disrupt the brain's neurotransmitter balance. This disruption particularly affects dopamine and serotonin, which regulate mood. Combined with a poor diet, lack of sunlight, and inactivity, the consequences can be serious. Social media and dopamine dysregulation. Social media platforms stimulate the brain's reward system. Notifications, likes, and comments trigger dopamine release. Dopamine is tied to motivation, pleasure, and reward. Constant social media use can overstimulate the brain's reward pathways. Over time, this leads to dopamine depletion or desensitization. The brain requires more stimulation to feel the same reward, known as tolerance. This craving for dopamine hits can create compulsive checking and scrolling. When the expected rewards don't come, dissatisfaction and anxiety can arise. Fluctuating dopamine levels contribute to mood swings and feelings of emptiness. Serotonin and the role of sunlight and diet. Serotonin plays a crucial role in mood regulation and mental stability. Low serotonin levels are linked to depression and anxiety. Exposure to natural light is essential for serotonin production. People who spend long hours indoors using screens may miss out on sunlight. Inadequate sunlight exposure is linked to mood disorders like seasonal affective disorder. A nutrient-deficient diet can also impair serotonin production. Serotonin is synthesized from tryptophan, an amino acid in protein-rich foods. Diets high in processed foods and sugar may lack essential nutrients for serotonin. Deficiencies in B vitamins and minerals like magnesium impair serotonin synthesis. Chronic inflammation from poor diets can interfere with neurotransmitter function. Physical activity and neurotransmitter production. Physical activity naturally boosts serotonin and dopamine production. Aerobic exercise promotes the release of both neurotransmitters. Exercise helps regulate mood and reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression. A sedentary lifestyle, often linked to social media use, reduces these benefits. Lack of exercise leads to lower neurotransmitter production. It can also cause lethargy, low motivation, and increased stress. Exercise also enhances brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. BDNF supports neuron survival and encourages growth of new neurons. Low BDNF levels are associated with depression and mood disorders. Cumulative effects and risk of depression and suicide. Dopamine dysregulation from social media use, combined with poor lifestyle habits, increases the risk of depression. These factors contribute to chronic low mood, irritability, and poor mental health. As social media use continues, individuals become disconnected from healthier sources of dopamine and serotonin. This deepens depressive states and leads to feelings of inadequacy and failure. Prolonged depression can lead to suicidal ideation in extreme cases. Chronic depletion of dopamine and serotonin, coupled with social isolation, heightens this risk. Social media amplifies negative emotions through comparison, cyberbullying, or rejection. Role of stress and cortisol. Chronic social media use can increase stress levels and elevate cortisol. Information overload or distressing content contributes to stress and anxiety. High cortisol levels disrupt neurotransmitter balance, worsening mood. Cortisol also contributes to neuroinflammation, affecting neurotransmitter function. This increases the risk of depression. Lack of sleep, common among social media users, compounds the negative effects on mental health. Conclusion: excessive social media use combined with poor lifestyle habits depletes critical neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. This leads to depression, low motivation, and diminished well-being. Without intervention, the risk of severe mental health outcomes, including suicide, increases. Balanced technology use, a nutrient-rich diet, Physical activity and social support can restore neurotransmitter balance. In summary, social media makes us feel good by triggering dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical. But if we use it too much, our brains start needing more and more stimulation to feel the same level of happiness. This can lead to a cycle where we keep checking for likes, comments, or notifications to feel good, but end up feeling more anxious or empty when they don't come. It can also lead to mood swings and lower self-worth. Serotonin, another important chemical for feeling happy, is boosted by sunlight, healthy food, and exercise. If you're indoors all day using social media, eating a poor diet, and not moving much, your serotonin levels can drop. This can make you feel even more depressed, tired, and stressed. On top of that, chronic stress from constant social media use can increase cortisol, a stress hormone, making things worse. Without a healthy balance of real-life social connections, good nutrition, sunlight, and exercise, the risks of depression and even suicidal thoughts increase. Taking care of your mental health means finding this balance to restore dopamine and serotonin levels naturally